Hurricane Ian devastated our state, and over the past several months, insurance carriers have received thousands of claims. Jordan, Lilli, as defense attorneys, we're going to start to have to defend a lot of these matters. What are some of the topics and issues that people need to start to be aware of?
Well, I think certainly something that I've already started seeing is the argument between flood and wind coverage. I think that's going to be the big fight, the big argument as claims get decided and coverage decisions get made, and especially as it gets into litigation.
But why wind versus flood for this particular storm?
Well, generally, homeowners insurance policies don't cover storm surge or damage by flood.
Got it. And you're saying Hurricane Ian, given the fact that it was a lot of damage by flood, there's going to be a lot of flood claims?
Well, I think it's going to depend, right? Because you got to look at where is the property located? Where was the storm surge? Is it in the center of the state? Is it right on the coast? I think, doing investigations, looking at weather reports and where the property is actually located, and then going into the home, seeing where the damage is on the first floor, is on the second floor, is it to the ceiling, is it to the wall? That will really dictate who deserves coverage and who should be paying for what.
Well, why would it matter if it's flood versus wind? And why do you think there's going to be a lot of litigation over that?
Well, because I think, and I believe we're already starting to see it, that a wind policy won't want to cover storm surge or flood because it's not in the policy.
Oh, so many of these homeowners, unfortunately, you're saying do not have coverage for flood?
Right. I believe the statistics say that about a quarter of the state has a flood policy, an active flood policy.
Very interesting. So we'll probably see a lot of litigation over that. Lilli, what do you anticipate we'll be seeing soon?
I mean, a big issue we're going to face is existing damage. In the past 5 or 6 years, we've had multiple storms track the west coast of the state. And so we need to differentiate whether the damages that we're seeing right now are due to Hurricane Irma, they're due to other storms intervening, or Hurricane Ian. So we've had a lot of cases that we've litigated on the west coast with Hurricane Irma, and some of which are still in litigation. So we need to have our adjusters on the ground. We need to run ISO searches. We need to do potentially 626 reports to see if there are other claims with other carriers to make sure that we're not having overlapping damages and paying twice for damage that has already been covered from a prior storm.
Would it matter if the damages were previously repaired or not?
Absolutely. I mean, if it wasn't repaired and Hurricane Irma was 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago at this point, then we're looking at damage that has been left to get worse. The continuing rainstorms that have intervened in the interim, as well as other tropical storms and hurricanes that have come between Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Ian.
I agree. Two main issues. You heard it from Jordan and Lilli. Wind versus flood. One's covered, one's not. And then you have pre-existing damage from prior storms. I think we have a lot of litigation ahead to sort through those issues.